Welcome back. Of course, if you've just joined us, we've just got it for their daily headlines of the British newspapers, talking about Theresa May's plight to get us the best, Brexit deal possible. A guy that's been jailed, well, possibly be facing jail time for flipping someone off in the road rage. And of course, Angie Best is advice to Wayne Rooney to rein it in and give up the booze. But as promised, we've got our first guest in the studio.
Most definitely. And of course, this is a phenomenal woman who is not only a fashion designer, but is an inspiration in herself. And she is, of course, the founder and CEO of a fantastic design line called Sepams Clothing, Sepams Designs. And of course, her name is Pamela Amevo Panini. And she's here to talk to us about her fantastic designs. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, exactly, we have to comment on, first and foremost, we know that you're a designer because of you're already wearing your designs.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this outfit, first and foremost, before we go into the whole clothing line.
This, the materials originated from Ghana, Sekente, the royals wear. Yes.
Wow, you're looking like royalty right now.
Definitely.
You're looking like royalty. I'm sitting here thinking, man, how can I get my hands on one of this?
Absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, you are the CEO of Sepams Design.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how you first got your start as a designer and how the line came along, please.
Okay. I would say I started sewing at the age of 10. And when it goes to choosing a secondary school, I chose to go to technical school. So I went to Antec for 3 years. And afterward, I proceeded, did my advanced fashion and designing for another 2 years. And shortly after, I moved to UK to join my husband, my late husband.
Okay.
And I started sewing, but I thought it was a bit seasonal. So I shifted to something different, was working with the nursery. And unfortunately, 5 years ago, my husband passed away. And I found myself having 6-month pregnancy with 6-year-old child.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I need to do something that I can fit within the children and then working at the same time.
Of course.
So I did a phlebotomy, but I was looking for a job. I couldn't find any. I applied to hospitals and all that. I couldn't, not even a single respond back. So I went to church, my church, KICC, and then Pastor Matthew Ashimolo. I preached about identifying your God-given talent and then using it. There and then I thought to myself, what do I have passion for? And don't know me, fashion and designing. That same week, I went to London, got myself some materials, and then start sewing shorts for children to wear in the school uniform, especially summertime. And orders started coming in, wedding gown orders, party clothes. And last year, October, God been so good. Some women from Women of Faith helped me launch my business. So Sepams Clothing was launched last year, 2016.
Wow, congratulations. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, as we were speaking, the camera was panning to the mannequin that's next to you. That is one of your designs, actually. And you're wearing your own design, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And what you said about finding your passion and using it is so, so, so important, because many people feel that, they have to go to university to get a job that gives them fulfillment, when the fulfillment is actually in your own hands.
I mean, it's all about using your God-given talent, like you said, to as a daily bread. And it's like they say, if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
No.
And sitting here talking about fashion, I can tell you it just put that big smile on your face, and it just seems like it's something that you're really, really passionate about. And you enjoy doing it. And of course, it's been a year. Tell us how that year within your Sepam clothing line's been.
It's been very good, very, very good. Orders last year, so 2 wedding gowns,
and
lots of party clothes.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, we couldn't be here this morning without looking at some of the designs and some of the little trinkets and accessories that go with the fantastic clothing. So tell us a little bit about these designs that you have here with you.
Actually, I do train people how to make all this.
Okay.
Yes. That it's made from fabrics. That's a necklace. Yeah, you can wear. That will go really well on your black.
Cut it out.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And of course, those are the bangles.
Bangles and
Kalisha
the
loves
earrings.
her accessories.
I really do. I
really
absolutely
does.
really do.
Yes.
And you know, one thing that I've noticed, especially in the past few years, especially in the UK and in the Western countries, that there has been a resurge of African prints and of people having pride in wearing their native dress.
Yes.
What have you found as a designer? What do you find as inspiration for your designs?
Every design you make, you have to add your own touch to it. That's what makes the difference. Yes, and that will bring the customers to you.
Wow,
Fantastic. So we're looking at some of the designs that you've done I'm seeing a wedding dress that's absolutely beautiful, and we can see a gold dress that has fringes on the bottom of it. So that's kind of pairing traditional African wear with like a modern twist, if that makes sense. I've actually seen a lot of that at many African weddings, actually. I was at a wedding 2 weeks ago, and I saw a guest that paired, she had a fringe all around the collar, like the top, and with ashwebi, basically, so like her native Nigerian clothing. So it really did look cute, And a lot of young women are really having a lot of pride in, should I say, being African.
Yes.
That is something that's great to see, because I mean, growing up here in the UK, going to school a while back, a lot of people, they used to take pride in being African. Some people used to, oh no, I'm Caribbean. And being African was kind of like, it was this thing that had a little, like, it carried a social stigma, like, oh, stop being so African. You know, that was an insult. But now people, you know, like Kalisha said, with Afro beats, you know, with the African, football teams going far, and a lot of the stars actually embracing their nationalities, people are now coming out like, I'm African, you know, I'm Nigerian, I'm Ghanaian, I'm Kenyan, I'm Ugandan. People are now embracing that, and it's so beautiful to see that as a fellow African. I mean, tell us a little bit about the design and the print itself. How did you get about bringing that from because you're from the Volta region, part of Africa, and Kente is something that's very, very, very traditional in Ghana.
Yes.
How did you go about getting it here to the UK for your?
Actually, I ordered it from Ghana. My mom got someone that normally weave the kentes themselves. So I choose the colors that I want, and they weave it for me, and then they shape it.
Oh wow,
that is fantastic. So all of this is hand done by hand.
Yes.
Woven.
Yes.
Wow.
So
if we just wanted to go to like any fabric store, we would not be able to find this at all.
You might, but when you come to Sepams, you will find it to buy.
Most definitely.
Yes.
And tell us about the name. I mean, most people just go with their own surnames or something, like, oh, God's blessings. What does Sepams mean?